Hello, everyone. We all want to meet our neighbor. And my guest today, Aline Moses, publisher of Manlius Hills Living and Skaneateles magazines, makes it super easy for the residents. Now, before we get started, for those of you who are new here, my name is Ana Gil, and I am a content creator and influencer for Officially Unofficial, as well as a pretty awesome headshots photographer. Now, without further ado, I will introduce you to my guest, Aline Moses. Hey, Aline.
Hey Anna, how are
I'm
you?
doing great. Thank you so much for being here. Super excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here too. A little nervous.
You're awesome. You're awesome. So, Aline, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. I'm a Brazilian living in America. Now I'm American too. I'm a citizen as well of the United States, but I grew up in Rio de Janeiro. And it's great to be here. I went to Stowe, Vermont as a trainee I studied hospitality and tourism in Rio, and I needed to improve my English. My university had a partnership with the ski resorts in the U.S. And it was so funny because when I applied to work, I did apply for Utah, Park City. I applied to work in Vail, and Stowe, Vermont was the first place to answer me because I asked for housing. And I didn't want to get here and have to find housing without having good English. So I ended up coming to Stowe, Vermont, and the caretaker of my house is Bob Moses, who is my husband now.
Wait, what an awesome
So
story, though. Oh, wow.
it's
Okay.
really exciting. Yeah, it's fun. And we lived in Stowe, Vermont for 3 years. We got married in Brazil though because my family would not allow me to get married here.
Good.
I had to go back there, and it was amazing. It was so much fun because I studied hospitality and tourism. I made sure everything was perfect for all the guests. Everybody was safe. They had a van going from place to place, the venue and everything. I think they had a great time. 28 people from here went down to the wedding. It was so much fun. Yeah.
Aw, wow, it sounds like a really, really awesome time. And plus, I mean, in Rio de Janeiro, I mean, like, really, I mean, what's not gonna be
It's great.
fun there?
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, but okay, so how did you get into the magazine? I mean, tell us about that adventure.
Yes, yes, that's great. So my husband Bob Moses started Skaneateles Life 6 years ago now, and 3 years in, I decided to do one on the east side of Syracuse because a lot of people that live in Skaneateles sometimes, I mean, they have camps in Skaneateles, but they are from the east side, and that kind of brought me into the picture. I was already helping Bob to find stories, to find new businesses that want to be involved in a magazine. So it was kind of an organic transition. Uh, but Bob started in Skaneateles, and then I have Manlius now.
Okay, so yeah, because that was one of my questions when I first heard about you, to photograph one of your covers. It was like, why only Manlius and Skinny Atlas? I mean, like, why not other towns?
Yes, yeah. We are a hyper local target. We are really hyper focused in the neighborhoods. The stories come directly from the residents, and they are real. It makes sense for the neighborhood to be like um, talking about their kids, their athletes, their families. If it was like all over the place, it wouldn't be so intimate. So it's really target to the communities. We did start in Skaneateles. That's where we moved from. So we lived in Stowe for 3 years after we got married, and then we went to Lake Placid. We're there for a year, When we moved from Lake Placid, we moved to Skaneateles, and it was just a comfort level too to start in Skaneateles. And also our publishing partner into publishing, the model is across the country. We have close to 900 magazines all over the country,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
yeah, and it's really higher concentration of wealth. So Skaneateles was like our backyard, and it made sense for us to start there. And also is where the concentration of wealth is, in central New York. So
Okay.
then
Okay.
Manlius came about after that. But I mean, that is one thing that if anybody wants to start a magazine, we would love to help, because Bob and I are just two. We don't want to have like a million magazines and not be able to focus.
Right.
Yeah, and it's something that if somebody wants to be involved, just call me. I can
Okay.
help.
Okay. So say the town of Janesville and Duet, if we
Yeah.
wanted to do meet the neighbors, or have the same, just target those specific towns, we could contact you, and then it would be published through, what is it, N2 Publishers?
Into publishing, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Into
right.
Publishing's been around since 2004, for 16 years now, and it's really, we're turning neighborhoods into communities, and it's really cool, like, because it really, I love the tagline, turning neighborhoods into communities, and it's true too. Like, we've seen that happen through, sometimes we'll tell a story from a neighbor, and then we'll get a call or an email, hey, would you connect me with this neighbor? And then when we do, they live 6 doors from each other. But they
And
don't know each other.
it
Yeah.
is, it is a great concept. It is,
Mhm.
because we all know, want to know our neighbors, want to meet our neighbors. And like, I live in a really small community, and I barely know my neighbors. I go around the neighborhood and say hello. But when you do the stories, it goes a little bit intimate. It goes a little bit more, a little bit deeper about that specific family. So I really like that about the magazine. You guys do a good job,
Thank
showcasing
you.
stories.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, how do you choose the stories?
It's funny, like, really, it's almost like nomination from one family to the other. In each After each story, we always have contact us if you'd like to share your story. Everyone has a story, like, I'm from Brazil, you're from the Dominican. It's really right. It's complete. I'm not saying it wrong. Yeah, so everybody wants to know, like, oh my gosh, how did she end up here and things like that. And it's fun. I love it. I don't know if I have it. The first cover, oh my gosh, the first cover we had, it's one of our friends now. um it's her son going down the hill. It was April 2015, and he is wearing boots. It's just the cutest thing. And some of the things that I read there, I had no idea that she's my friend, and I had no idea about the things. And that's one thing. It's like it's written by the residents. We are not interviewing. They
Oh.
are the ones writing. Mhm.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
Mhm.
okay. That's new
Mhm.
to me, because I thought that you
Mhm.
wrote it and interviewed them, but they write their own story, so they share exactly what they want and they feel
Yeah.
comfortable sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, all right. So then, if somebody wanted to say, nominate someone, right? So they wanted to nominate their next door neighbor. They just send you an email. Is that how it works?
Yes. Yeah. We have it in each story. After each of these stories, we always say, do you know anyone that would like to make it like a pet, or about an athlete, or kids, or anybody that is making a difference in the community. We love talking about non for profit,
Wait,
charitable causes.
wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you before I forget. So, do you just mention pets so people can nominate their pets?
Oh, yes. Yes. Every month I'm like highlighting a different pets we call precious pets. And I've had parrots, I've had bunnies, I've had lots of dogs, cats, everything. And oh my gosh, sometimes they like their pets more than their kids, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like pets have that thing of not talking back to you, you
Yeah.
know. So I can see why, but that's awesome. That's really awesome to know. So if you want to nominate your pet for a story on Skaneateles Live or Manlius Hills Living,
Yeah.
contact Aline Moses because she will nominate your pet. So wait, so I'm gonna put your email right there just in case, for those of you guys watching and you are interested in sending a story and you live in the towns of Manlius or Skaneateles, you can send her the information and she will get back to you.
That's right.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about how COVID has affected, the events because you used to have so many awesome events outdoors and at different locations throughout, the Manlius and Skaneateles areas. So
Mhm.
how are you adjusting to this?
Oh yeah, we are all adapting with COVID and the pandemic. You know, we have to get creative. One thing that we've done virtual dinners through Zoom. So Gusto Italiano is a place in Auburn that advertised in Skaneateles. So we've done the neighborhoods. We kind of co-hosted a lot of things, but Zoom meetings, dinner, it was fun. Everybody had
That's
their meal.
Wait, so
So yeah,
okay, so everybody just sits down. So is the meal delivered by the restaurant? Is that
yeah. So this one was very cool because it was one of the residents that loved that restaurant. She decided to have the idea, and we kind of co-hosted. And after the events, they always become an article in the publication, which is great for the restaurant as well. It's more views, to their ad and their what they're talking about. So the that one, the Dario, he's Italian. He's great. I love his accent, of course. And he brought to this one neighbor's house, and everybody went to her house and picked up the meal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. That's a
That
great
was one
concept.
that we did. Recently, I had a great kickboxing class outdoors by the water, and that was so much fun. We were able to social distance. We are wearing a mask, and Tierney's karate. She is awesome. Alexis Tierney's. She taught us kickboxing. I was sore for 4 days.
Kickboxing will do that to you.
Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Yeah.
co-hosting things. Recently as well, we just highlighted Taproots Farms, Taproots Fields. They have a farm here in Marcellus where they're growing vegetables. Everything's organic, no pesticides, no nothing. And we did a farm to table. It's actually highlighted in this Skaneateles life here. I posted recently, so if you follow us on social media, you can see the everything like right here. We
Oh,
did. It was very very fun. We picked
yeah.
the vegetables, and then Chef Luke Halton, who is the provisions by Pure, cooked everything. It was delicious.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. And for those of you watching right now, if you want to say hello to Aline, just drop a comment and I will let her know that you're watching here and you can send her any comment. And also, I will love it if you just click on that like button if you're enjoying this broadcast so that we just love that. So let's just do it. And you can also click on Officially Unofficial so that you can keep getting notifications of this great content we are putting out. So now we go back to you, Aline. And
Yeah.
you mentioned so many different partners that you work with. And I know that your magazine is supported by a lot of, the community members, how
Mhm.
do they know, especially now, right, that their ads are being seen?
Oh, yes, that's a great question. We get that kind of question. It's really hard to measure advertising. Everybody wants to be in front of their ideal clientele, but how do you know that they're being seen? Really is the participation of the residents. They are the ones sending the stories, they're writing the stories, they're proud of their kids that are in there, their pets, their families. And because they're sending again and again, we never ran out of content, monthly. And I've had like great stories of residents that shared personal, like intimate stories and like traumatic things. And residents sent them letters, emails, texts to support and say, hey, I'm here for you if you need anything, or like just say a word of support. And so that it tells us, I've been to residents' houses that the magazine was in a frame because their kids were there, their ballet dancing classes. So we kind of think that the ads are being seen.
That is great. Yeah, and I see oh, hello Yvonne. Hello Ines. Look at you ladies. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, I can see how that they get seen because I have, a couple of the stories that I have read. Then I have seen, and I'm not in the town of Manlius or Skaneateles, but I have seen them, in photographing or seen them, doing the headshots for them, and then I'm like, oh, I saw you in Manlius Hills Living magazine. So, it does get read, and it's just a great concept. I really like it.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's really, and it becomes something that they will post on their social media, so it's reassuring that they are seeing, they are liking it, they're sending more stories, so it's fun.
Yeah. So, okay. So, talking about, the magazine, the ads, and all of that, you know that there are other local magazines. Not sure if they share, neighborhood stories and things like that. But there are other magazines that highlight different members of the community.
Mhm.
How, like, what makes Manlius Hills and Skaneateles life different besides the highlighting families in a neighborhood?
Um, I mean, it's really the hyper target, the hyper local feel, I think. It's really some of the stories that are being shared in Manlius do not pretend at all to Skinny Atlas, and vice versa. If I share about Jackie, her son playing baseball in Skinny Atlas, it doesn't make any sense. And those more regional magazines, I think they're great as well. They talk about different businesses and things like that, but it's just, I think the difference is really the hyper local, the target community that the sharing the stories on there. I don't know. Did I answer your
Okay.
question?
Yes. 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 You did. I was just reading a comment that came in from Yvonne, and I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna add it to the broadcast so we can see it. And she writes, as part of my role where I work, I am the editor of our employee newsletter. Yeah, girl, you go, girl. After many surveys, employees spoke loudly that they wanted this. I am working on our third issue and I am finding it difficult to find people willing to write for it. I really
Mm.
need their active engagement and suggestions on how I can inspire these folks to put pen to paper. So, this question is for you, my love.
um, I mean, it's really maybe something like you can ask what's near to their heart. They can be sharing about a charitable cause or organization that they love, or it can be about anything. It really can be about a pet. It can be about a family member. It doesn't need to be. I'm from Brazil. I live in America. Like telling their stories. It can be so creative. It's so broad what they can share. So maybe like asking them what would they want to talk about, like a charitable cause that is near to their heart, or
Or
maybe
their
like,
pets.
or their
Or
pets,
their pets.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or for example, especially now, Yvonne, like how the sports and then things for kids are being a little bit limited. What kind of things they're finding that are working for them, for their families and things like that. That would be interesting to know, because I know I was asking that question around. So
Yeah.
yeah. That is
Mhm.
definitely really cool to know. So,
Mhm.
Aline, anything else about the magazine, and like where can they find it? Where can they get a copy of this for those residents?
Hmm. The magazine's mailed directly to the residents for free monthly. So every month they get a copy. And it really is kind of almost like a gift these days. All the mail that we get, and it's like politics or junk mail or bills. But they are looking forward to get this magazine because it's all positive. It's all like light stories. There's no crime. There's nothing. um, so yeah, like they get mailed for free to the residents in the communities. The ed partners also receive a copy of the magazine. I also can send digitally the magazine. So if you want to share with your grandma who is in Florida or anybody like that, we can share a link.
Okay,
Um,
that's a great add-on.
mhm. Yes, and another thing that I forgot to say when we were talking about like when if the partners know that their ads being seen. Another way now we have a digital component, so we do remarketing through Facebook and Instagram. They get a report monthly of reach, impressions, clicks, and all that. Additionally to the print magazine, they get a social ad as well.
Okay, all right. So I mean that's great, and the thing that I like also, besides reading through the magazines, when we, because you brought me a stack of magazines when we met, um on the same lines of meeting your for events, right? When you used to do events, how are you doing now when a story is sent to you? Because I know you do face to face for each single family, yes?
Yes, yeah.
So are you
Yeah.
still doing that now?
Yes, well, like right now it's a lot of Zoom calls, not just for our partners, the new ed partners, people that want to get involved and advertise. Zoom calls, but outdoors with a mask. I've met outside Skytop Coffee. I've met outside Soleil, and I just met last week. I'm so excited for my November cover. It's gonna be amazing. This artist in Manlius reached out to me and he said, I want to share my story, and it's gonna be a very nice cover. I love it.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
can
today is
you?
my deadline. Actually, I should be working, but I'm talking to you.
Hey, this is work, girl. This is you. You have dropped so many advertiser, like sponsors and advertising names, that they should be very happy with what you're doing right now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, I really do. I love it. One thing that we did, the Chamber of Commerce had an outdoor sidewalk sale that was adapted. Instead of being on the sidewalks of Skaneateles, we did about more woods in Marcellus, and I decided to have a table there just because I crave seeing people, and that was a social distance, mask wearing kind of event that was very successful. And I was there with Kelly Springer, who I love, is a dietitian. She's been in your show before.
Yes, she has. She's awesome.
Yes, yeah. So she was there next to me, and we had just conversation with people, and people are like, "Oh, how did I get this magazine?" And some people that don't live in Skaneateles and the ones that live were excited to say, "Hey, I love this," and so it's nice. It was just fun, and I was there representing our partners, Simple and Camilla's, Imagine and Skaneateles. They all gave me coupons and gift cards, and everybody wants to see people like Skinterest and Camila's as well. It's fun. I love connecting people.
Yeah, and I see also why you would, kind of limit, in a way, because of with all the customers that you see, all the prospects and the who are interested in being their story being shown, it's a lot of face to face,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I can see that, but you're so good, like it's you just, yeah, you just do your thing. I love it. I love what you're doing. The stories are great, how you connect with people, the warmth that you bring, and the passion, as we have all seen it, your passion here.
Talking with my hands.
Hey, I'll do it here. So, for those of you guys watching, feel free to ask any questions to either Aline or myself. Feel free to click on the like button for this broadcast or on the show itself, Officially Unofficial TV, so that you can be notified of this awesome content that we have coming up. Like next week. Next week, I'm gonna have the 315 witch. And she's a real witch, and we're going to be talking to her about all sorts of things. So make sure you click that like button and that follow button so that you can be notified of this content. Now back to you, my love. All right. So Rafaela writes, Aline, you are awesome.
Thank you. She's my niece. She's watching from Rio.
Oh, hey, niece, how are you? That's awesome. Let us know how the broadcast looks all the way over there.
I know, right?
That's awesome. So, any questions that you have for Aline, just write them in the comments. If you are catching the replay, make sure you can leave your comments as well, because Aline will come back and answer the questions for you as well as myself. So, broadcast, rebroadcast is all good. All right. So, Aline, anything else that you want to add that we did not cover?
Basically, like, if you have a story to share, if you live in the neighborhoods in Manlius, or if you live in Skaneateles, if you want to share anything of your story, if you have somebody near you that is making a difference to the community, I love to hear the stories. If you want to be part of the publication, I am not exclusive to any kind of business. I am limited. I don't want to have 20 restaurants and 15 realtors, but because I want everybody to be able to share and have a spot in there. But I'm always looking for a new business to help in just email me, aline.moses@n2pub.com, or call me, follow the Instagram and the Facebook at Manlius Hills Living and at Skaneateles Life. And, I'm here to help spread the word about your business and
That's
your.
awesome, and that leads to a comment that just came in, and it reads from Luciano Porto. It reads, "How do I advertise in the magazines?"
Yes, you have to meet me first. Because either like this via Zoom or via outside in a cafe, I'm not scared of people. So I I'll come with a mask. It's all good. But I like to meet everybody face to face. We are really representing the residents of the community. So I want reputable business in the publication. Um, so yeah, call me.
Yeah, so call or email, right? Because
Or
and
email.
like you just mentioned, you are on Instagram and you also are on Facebook, and it's the same at, right? It's Manlius Living, Manlius Hills Living for the Manlius one, and Skaneateles Live for the Skaneateles one.
Yeah.
So that is really awesome. You're doing great, my love. I love it. So and it is so good though that you take your time to meet your advertisers. It's not just like, okay, you want to make sure that it makes sense for the magazines, and it makes sense
Yeah.
not only for the magazines, but for the residents as well. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
it is your reputation, because you are the publisher.
Totally. Yeah, we
Yeah.
are the face of the business, and we are inviting our ad partners to the events. What's cool about the social events too? We are inviting the ad partners and the residents, so they can meet face to face with the people that are advertising at them. So they have, hello, my name is, and it's great. Like, I love meeting everybody face to face. We became friends with many of the ad partners that we have. Many of them were already our friends, and they thought made sense. We just want to make sure it's a good fit for us and for the residents before they can be part of our exclusive magazine.
Okay, I got you, girl. I see what you did there. I love it. It's so good. But then, okay, for those of you, right, who are watching, whether it is now or the replay, just feel free to contact her. Her email is right there. And also for myself, if you have any guests, right? Any friends that have a story, because everyone has a story. And let me know. Send me an email. And if you think that they will make a great interviewer, right? Great interviewee, go ahead and send me that information. And you can send it at officiallyunofficialtv@gmail.com. So, all right. So, Yvonne, girl, I like it. She writes, this is a comment from Yvonne. She writes, I love that strategy. This is for you, Aline. So awesome for the residents and readers to know these are completely reputable businesses and not spammy stuff. A great trust factor. I love it. I love it, Ivan. It is true because, I mean, you will know that she just took her time to meet them, background check. Yes, Aline?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm not gonna put, there's anybody can have a van and put a name of a roofer and put a letter on there. We really want a reputable business. So, we have people that are being in business for 85 years, like for many, many generations. So we know that they are trusted businesses.
Okay, awesome. I love it. So, you guys, if you don't have any other questions for Aline, Aline, you've been so great. You remember you were like, oh my, at the beginning of the broadcast, you were like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Girl,
Yeah.
you look at you and look at you. But you guys, make sure that you like and follow my channel, Officially Unofficial, and also this broadcast right now. Just click on the like button or love button so that I can see it if you're getting really awesome information in this broadcast. So so everybody, like I said, the next episode is going to be with the 315 witch, and she's actually for live audience members. She is going to do a free private tarot reading. So that's about to be awesome on the spirit of Halloween. All right,
That's
Aline.
cool.
So anything else that you have for us before we close?
Ooh, call Anna if you have a headshot to do because I'm gonna be calling you. Remember, you said send me a headshot. I'm like, I don't have one.
I know. I'm
I'm
like,
so
girl, you need.
glad.
Oh, thank
And
you for that. Thank you for that. I do love my
yeah.
headshots. I guess I'm pretty. Oh yeah, yeah. Look at that. And that is my cover. I took that shot, you guys. Yes, I did. That was awesome. That was a great cover as well and
Yes,
info.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here. My name is Ana Gil, and I am a content creator and influencer for Officially Unofficial. So, any questions in any future topics, just feel free to send me an email. And also to Aline, you can send her an email. And follow her on Instagram because she is there as Manlius Hills Living as well as Skaneateles Live. And now, thank you so much. This is Anna Hill saying goodbye and Aline.
Yes.
I,
Ciao.
I was waiting for you to say it, but all right, everybody, thank you so much for being so awesome. Bye.
Bye bye.